Prologue. Crack! Aldric's head jerked up from his notebook. The sound was close, maybe a street away, sharp, unmistakable. A rifle. He sat still for a moment, listening. Then came another shot. Crack! The reports echoed off stone buildings, rolling through the evening air. He waited for screams, but instead he heard voices from somewhere below. Not at all panicked, something closer to excitement. He got up and crossed to the window. People were drifting towards the far end of the street, gathering near the town center. He pressed his forehead against the cold glass, but from this angle he couldn't see a thing. Standing there, he thought about how different this arrival had been from what he'd expected. 20 years since he'd been in this town. He'd left as a scared boy clinging to his mother's coat. Now he was back, and the place looked smaller than he remembered. Memory had stretched it out somehow. The welcome from the town surprised him. He hadn't expected any. It started at check-in. The porter had looked up from the register, studied his face for a moment, and smiled. "You're Margaret's boy." Not a question. It was a statement, warm and certain. "I remember her. Good woman." A slow nod. "That makes you almost family." Aldric hadn't known what to say to that. At the pub that evening, free drinks appeared before he could reach for his wallet. Old men with wrinkled faces leaned in close, eager and unhurried, describing a woman he didn't quite recognize. This version of his mother was new to him. Her laugh, the way she danced at the summer fair, how she'd met his father right here, by the fireplace in the corner, on a wet October night 40 years ago. Everybody had been heartbroken when they moved away to the city. He'd written it all down, not because he planned to use it, but because it felt important to him. Back in his room, he'd found himself reading through the other stories they'd told him, all of it written down in his notebook. Hunting traditions that sounded more like rituals, gathering points on the edge of the moors, something about a figure in white who appeared during certain events on Saturday evenings. The details were vague, smoothed over by years of retelling and a lot of beer. Whenever he asked for more, the old man only smiled and refilled his glass. Another shot. Crack. This time a bit farther away. He grabbed his notebook and headed for the door. The cool evening air hit his face when he stepped onto the pavement. Someone slammed into him hard. His chest took the shoulder full force. A figure in a white coat. Aldric stumbled, lost his balance, and hit the ground. Palms scraped against rough stone. He pushed himself up, brushed the grit off his stinging hands. Adrenaline caught up with him a second later. The figure in white was already down the street, moving through the crowd. Aldric followed without a second thought.
The Man in the Green Beret by T.R. Weich.